Hey friends, what I'm going to do here tonight is I'm going to wet form the sheath for my Woodlore clone, my Campbell Woodlore clone. So I've never done this before. I've never done any leather work at all before. I've looked at a few YouTube vids and I've asked a few questions of a few people, and this is what I have been led to believe will help me. I've taken out the knife. I'm going to leave this ferro rod in for this because it's hard to get it in. This is a ferro rod I bought to put a handle on. It's pretty big. It's a 3/8 of an inch by 3 inches. I know that because that's what it said on the website where I ordered it. Now that I see what that is, I probably should have gone for one that was an inch longer. But I'm not going to put that much of the rod into that whatever handle I eventually make. So I'm not too worried about it. It's a pretty big rod. So this is how it's going to happen. We turn on the water, warm to hot. I've run it before so that it got nice and hot, and then we just put the leather inside. We put the leather under the water and get it nice and soaked until it's sort of gone a little flaccid and lost its shape. This is a pretty thick leather, so I think I'm going to have to run a lot of water through it. I didn't take the ferro rod out just because it's hard to get it in, because it's such a thick rod. But I'll probably take it out for the drying. And you know what? This is leather, right? If this doesn't work, I'll just do it again. You know? So what I'm doing is I'm running the water inside the sheath. Letting it get really nice and soaked from the inside. The water doesn't have to be like, you don't have to burn yourself. It just has to be fairly warm. Apparently. It's getting pretty soft. The reason I've decided to finally do this now, aside from the fact that I have the house to myself tonight, is excuse me, I inadvertently forced a patina on my knife blade, so I'm going to have to deal with that soon anyway. So if I get a little bit of marking on the blade from what I'm doing here now, it's not going to matter because I'm going to clean it up anyway. Okay, that's pretty flaccid, so I think I'm about ready. Well, there went the rod. Okay. I think I'm about ready to go here. So I'll put the rod back in for the moment, just to help it form. Slip the knife in. I'm being very careful not to puncture the leather because it is soft, okay? And I don't want to go through the, I can easily go right through the bottom. And so what's next is you just try to form it. I'm pushing it real hard against the shape of the knife. Because I've never done this before, if I'm not doing this right, I'm kind of not going to know until later. So I'm just going to keep forming it as hard as I can. Pushing. So maybe I won't worry about the ferro rod just yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knife out after it's been formed, because I don't want to totally stain the knife blade, and it's a carbon blade, so I think that if I don't take it out and let the sheath dry without it in there, I may end up with all kinds of weirdness going on. So as I do this, I think if any of you guys have done this before, feel free to drop something in the comments or fire me a PM. I always say that because I'm actually very interested to know what the rest of the guys in the bushcrafting community do. Like every time I do something, you know, new, I'm not sure that I'm doing it right, you know. Part of me is like, you know what, if it works, then it was done right, period. But part of me is like, if there's a better way to do anything that I'm doing that will make something go a little faster, a little easier, I want to know about it, you know. Okay, so I think that is nicely formed. Can you see, I don't know if you can see in the light, but it's following the contour of the handle and the blade. So what I'm going to do after I'm done forming it is just put the sheath in a corner to dry for a few days, maybe a week. Seems that philosophies are non-unanimous about just how long it should be sitting there. I'm not in a hurry to get back to the knife, so I don't mind if it sits in the corner for a week, you know. So there we go. I'll take a couple of shots just to show you guys, and take a look at it in a few days. Now, one thing you gotta do if you're not looking to stain your blade up too much, especially on a carbon blade, is wipe it the heck off as soon as you're done. Like it took no time for this to sort of get all patinaed up. That's probably partly just the dye from the leather, but you know, sure ain't as pretty as it was when I first got it. So I mean, just bear in mind, with a stainless knife it might not be as big an issue, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking the wet and dry sandpaper to this because it's pretty brown. Sunday, I'm working from home, but I'm just taking a quick break because I was walking past where I had put this to dry and realized that I'd forgotten all about it. So here we are. It dries really hard. Also, it dried kind of, you know, just along the edge here, kind of crooked, but it doesn't seem to, like where the knife was, it looks pretty straight, so I'm going to hope for the best. Whenever I'm wearing my sheath, when I put the knife in, I try to push back against the spine just to keep from any possibility of, you know, slicing as I sheath it. So I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm impressed by how hard it is. It looks like the shape of the knife is definitely in there. I don't know if, not really, yeah, a little bit, you know, but anyway. It's almost as if it shrunk. As I said, this is the first time I've done this, so. Nice, success. It's got to work a bit more because, like, this had curved a little bit, but it's fine. And yeah, that's good. I think like there's a little bit of separation along the seam here of the glue. I like, you know, it's my first time doing it, so I think that maybe I'll come up with tricks for the next one. Also, this is really thick leather. I don't know if that affects like how bendable it gets or not, you know. But if I get another knife with a leather sheath at some point, I'm definitely going to do the same thing because it was dead easy. I mean, you guys saw what I was doing. Hot water, smush, smush. Let it dry for a few days to a week. I left it for a week, partly because I forgot about it. I had decided I was going to leave it longer than about 3 days just because the leather is so thick that I wanted to make sure it was dry all the way through. So I don't know if I overdid it, but yeah, not quite a week, I think 6 days. But anyways, there it is. Easy to do. Once I've worn it out in the bush a few times, I'll know about, ease of getting it in and out, but the fact that it ain't gonna fall out no matter what, that's a serious plus for me. So there you go. Easy to do and great result. So I guess that's all she wrote. Thanks for watching, guys.